Burnout Paradise Remastered is coming out pretty cotton picking soon, and it's gonna look prettier than ever. That's it. It's gonna look prettier than ever. It's really about the only thing new about the game. This is a review from Eurogamer. There's a whole heck of a heap of reviews out for Xbox with Burnout. This is just one of them. I've heard of Eurogamer. I assume they're credible given I've heard of them. I don't know. I ain't gonna read this. This is more of a is it worth $40 type thing than the actual review, given that I don't have an Xbox. And so far, nothing on PlayStation has really been reviewed. I think there is some PlayStation content out there, but there's very little because somebody's fault EA Access ain't for PlayStation. Don't know whose fault that is, but anyway, this is a review for Xbox. It ain't just PC port. 1440p, blah blah blah. Everything literally here is just saying it looks good on Xbox X. I have a PlayStation 4 regular. That doesn't apply to me whatsoever. So pretty much this is literally just saying it looks pretty. There's really no point in showing this video on my phone. If y'all want to see the video, it's on Eurogamer. Just search Burnout Paradise Remastered. And then the Eurogamer review. That video is there. And not just a port. I mean, depends on your definition of port, really. It's the exact same game, but it looks prettier. Ain't that what a port is? Anyway, the small tweaks, yeah, just... Pretty much, this is just saying, kind of like all the other reports. I've read other reviews and stuff, but they're all pretty much saying the same thing. I just picked this one because in theory, this would be credible source that a whole heck of a heap of people's heard of, I think. Everything's pretty much saying the same. Burnout Paradise Remastered is $40. The original game is $60, but the original game is also 10 plus years old. By now you can get the original game with all the packs and stuff for probably not even $20. And really, if you have a good PC, you can get it on there for that price, and it looks... This says not quite as good, but, I mean, y'all can be the judge of that. And all PCs are different. Generally, on the very high-end PCs, that would be the equivalent of as good or better than PlayStation or Xbox best version, like the Pro and the X. Different PCs are different, so it's kind of hard to compare it there. But what I'm more comparing is a comparison between old gen versus new gen, $20 versus $40. If you have the money for it, I guess it's worth it, but I think for most people, it's still kind of iffy to spend $40 on a game you probably already have. If you're interested in this, that probably means you already have the game. I don't think there's that many people out there who are going to buy this game because it looks like something cool that they don't already have. There's sort of kind of better open worldy type games out there in many ways. Burnout Paradise does maybe two things better than other open world type games. One is the crashing, and two is there's no cops or distraction type thing. There's no stupid story. There's no stupid hold you back. You're free to do whatever you want. I don't think I'm gonna be getting the game, honestly. Not right now. It looks pretty. That's about it. That's really all there is. We don't even know that much for PlayStation, which is kind of iffy too. I don't know whose fault it is that EA Access ain't on PlayStation. I don't know if that's EA's doing or Sony's doing, but nonetheless it ain't. And even so, the literal point of this game is so it looks prettier. There's nothing else changed about it, which y'all can take your own opinion on if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, I'll just say this. I have a regular PlayStation 4. I have an HD TV, not a 4K TV. I have HD. The HD TV in my room, which is what the PlayStation 4 is hooked to, because I can get a wired connection to that, so it's just better overall. is 10 years old now. The other TV I have is still HD. It's no better. It's not a 4K. It's like 4 years old. There's very little picture quality difference, but nonetheless, neither of them are 4K. So I would basically be buying a game that's I could either play for 720p on a PlayStation 3 that I've already had for 10 years, the same game that I've already completed, or start a completely new game on a PlayStation 4. That's 1080p. 720 to 1080p ain't a huge difference. If it was 4K, maybe I'd consider it, but then again, if I could afford a 4K TV, I could probably afford a $40 game. And it's not that I can't afford a $40 game, it's sort of kind of the principle, too. This is definitely an opinion more than a fact. The more facts about it is 1080p ain't 4K. The opinion of this is just EA knowing they can't make a good racing game anymore. So to go back to one that everybody sort of kind of liked, really about the only thing that people didn't like about Burnout Paradise is it didn't have the old style crash mode. Which I agree, the old style crash mode was better, but the Burnout Paradise version wasn't bad. I say they should keep that and then add the old style to it. I would buy the game if they added the old style in it and then kept what they had to, and you could just have a different mode for the old style. But literally the same game. This doesn't really seem worth it to me. This is just my opinion with a standard PlayStation 4 on a regular HD TV, but I don't see it being worth it if you have that set up, which is probably still the majority of people. I don't think the majority of people who are going to buy this have a 4K TV yet. I don't think the majority of anybody have a 4K TV yet. Because the cable channels haven't switched over to 4K yet. I'm probably not even going to buy a 4K until everything switches over to it. Once regular TV's 4K, then I might get it. But as of now, it's kind of sort of useless. And that's kind of this game too. If you already have the game, in a way it sort of kind of is useless to buying it. In the sense of it is the same game. Yes, it does look prettier, and y'all can take that as your own value, but my value for money is not really worth it. I know I said in the past I was going to get it, but honestly, how I sort of kind of... Nice. Y'all already saw that for yourself. That's not my doing whatsoever, that's just my crappy internet. But anyway, crappy internet aside, which is one of the reasons I also ain't buying the game. It's still only 8-player multiplayer on PlayStation 4 for Jiminy Cricket's sakes. That's pretty bad. Multiplayer aside, this game ain't any different. Other than it looks pretty. $20+ than actually just getting the game on a PlayStation 3. When you already have the game. So it's $40. Completely. No, that's not really worth it. Will I get the game in the future? I'm gonna say if it, like the online is set in stone, we're gonna have online for a while, and it ain't this EA doing something screwy and then taking the online away 2 years later or something, sort of like they did with Need for Speed. I'll get it maybe if it's 25, maybe 30. If it's get some type of update type stuff, I doubt that's going to happen though. $25 or below, I might get it. Because then it's only $5 more than if you get the game on a PlayStation 3 with all of the packs. But other than that, not really. Again, this is just my review, this is just my 2 cents, but it's a good game, but I already have it. I ain't paying $40 for the same good game that just looks prettier. This is kind of not really yay or nay on a yeehaw. It's just kind of an opinion. I don't usually do these videos, so I don't know how to end it. So I guess it's sort of kind of fitting that it ends on a game, on a whatever crash. I ain't going to be crashing in this game till the price drops, but... Well, my internet sure crashed, didn't it? Same old, same old. Internet been crashing since 2008, just like me in Burnout Paradise.